Welcome to Module 5, Your Specialty. So the reason I didn't call this your modality or why I chose the word specialty is because it really plays into a huge point that I want to make throughout this module, which is the difference between a generalist and a specialist. So let's use a restaurant as an example. Think about when you're really craving, let's say, Italian food or sushi or wherever. When you're creating that one type of food, where are you going to go for it? You know what I'm thinking. You're going to go to the place that specializes in it, right? I remember I used to go to a place called the Cheesecake Factory. I don't know if you've heard of it, or let's call it like Red Robin, or I'm trying to think of any of those types of restaurants. They're great when you have to go with a huge family and you want to please everyone. But when you really want that amazing food, you always go to who serves it best. Am I right? That's a specialist. That is somebody who specializes in and not a generalist like a Cheesecake Factory. I remember Cheesecake Factory, you'd go through the menu for hours, but that is not who I want you to be. Okay, so when you're choosing your niche, part of your niche is your dream client that we went through in Module 4, and it's combined with your specialty. Your specialty is the how you do it, how you transform your dream client from their before to their after. That is your specialty. You could think of it as your modality, absolutely, but I really want you to ingrain in your mind that you want to choose something that you are not just good at, but great at. As a healer or a coach, I know that you're going to encounter many, many different types of modalities that you are interested in. You are going to take certifications and courses, and you're going to dive into many different types of things because it's interesting and fun and exciting, and you want to expand and grow. And that's amazing. I love that about you. But what I don't want is for you to be someone that just can pull out all these things out of your bag, like a Mary Poppins bag, and you just can do all of these things. And your dream client doesn't know exactly what it is that you do, that they don't identify you as an expert in that one specific field. I will explain some, like I said, it's okay to break rules. So I will explain some alternative ways if you do have multiple modalities, which I know many of you do. Just hang with me for now as I dive into choosing what you're really especially gifted at. One of the questions I want you to ask yourself is, what am I not just good at, interested in, whatever, and what am I great at? What can I do that is my freaking rock star specialty? I'm like, bam, if I was in a room of 50 coaches and healers, this is where I would stand out because I am solid at this. I am so good in this modality. That method that you are so proud of, and that you could sit in front of all of those healers and know that you would stand out. I also want you to look at what makes the most impact for your dream client. When you looked at the before and after in Module 4, what is that modality or method that you implement that makes the biggest impact for them? Another question I want to ask you is, what is the modality or method that made the biggest impact on you during your healing journey? We went through that in module 3, your healing journey. And I really want you to think about that. What made the biggest transformation in you? What was that? Other thing is, what is that modality that lights you up that you could just do all day and you really believe is like, oh man, this is fun. This is awesome. This feels good. This feels good to my soul. This lights me up. What is that modality? One of my most favorite ways to think about this is, what would your podcast be about? Okay, let me explain. Think about if you were to be invited on a podcast, what would you be talking about? What would be your specialty that they would want to interview you for? I have an example for you. So I had a client named Greg who used to have a YouTube channel with many different modalities. It was all health and wellness and physical or habits and just personal development. That's the word I'm looking for, personal development. And he really wasn't getting a lot of traction on his many different things he would talk about, including even being a vegan. There were so many different topics that he talked about. And he said he was a coach, a general coach. Then he started working with me. And I asked him all of these same questions that I'm asking you. And over time, he came to the conclusion that his biggest impact and the thing he was lit up the most about was EFT tapping. And I said, I encourage you to go all in with EFT, all in. That doesn't mean you can't share, that you can do things about being a vegan or eating healthy or lifestyle changes. Absolutely. But I want you to go all in and name yourself an EFT. We actually called him an intuitive EFT guide. And guess what? 2 or 3 weeks after he started calling himself an intuitive EFT guide, started just talking on Clubhouse about EFT. He got invited by a specific club that was all about cold showers to be the expert guest that they were going to interview about EFT. Oh my gosh, all he had to do was show himself as an authority and have a specialty that he shined a light on. And now they were asking him to come to these different podcasts or Clubhouse to speak on being an EFT coach, guide, whatever you want to call yourself. So what I want for you is to see that choosing a specialty allows you to stand out in this big, big, wide world of coaches and healers. Having a specialty is like having a little light on your head that says, this is what I do. And if you want to come to the best of the best, come to me. Let's think about it in another term. Think about a doctor. If you were having a particular ailment with, let's say, your hormones, would you like to go to your general doctor, or would you prefer to go to a hormone specialist or an endocrinologist? Who do you want to go to when you have a special problem? A specialist. Just came up with that. This is how we come up with our niche. We mix our dream client with our specialty, and voila, you get a niche. I'd love for you to listen into what Ashley had to say about niching and her hesitancy towards it, and then her realization of really where her specialty lied. Listen in.
Oh, I didn't want to niche too much because I help moms. I love to help other moms postpartum, but there's a lot of coaches out there that do that. So with the help of Jess in this community, it's really made it clear to me that as a mom of 6, my niche is really helping women, moms, learn how to do all of the things postpartum, like take care of the house, take care of the kids, take care of yourself, most importantly. So time is my niche for being really specific. And it was like a light bulb went off during our last community call. We're like, yes, that's it. So uh, just keep trying. Don't give up is my biggest thing, because I had moments where I wanted to just not niche anymore. And I just kept moving forward, kept doing what Jess was telling me, like working through the process, and now it's there. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Ashley. And you're right. It's like it does take just going deeper and deeper and deeper. And we were like, we said during our meeting, we were like, the next level's been unlocked. It felt like a video game. I love it. So as you can see, it might feel hard to choose a specialty or to choose a method or modality, a way that you can really help people. But once you do, the next level is unlocked, I assure you. So I'd love to share with you about Avi. When Avi first came to me, I remember him telling me about all these different modalities that he was interested in. And I loved it. I mean, it was really fun to talk to him about all of his different ideas and ways that he could coach. And he had many ideas, and he thought, I'm just going to call myself a coach. And I said, no, Avi, we have to figure out, what are you truly specialized in? So I went through the process with him. And over time, after he went through this course, over time, he was able to uncover that his specialty was meditation. Avi lives and breathes meditation. He lives in an ashram. He is so passionate about meditation and truly believes, as part of his messages, that meditation can change your life. So I am really excited that he has niched down as a meditation coach. Okay, so I know what you may be thinking. How am I ever going to pick one modality? All right, I told you I would give you a little way to break the rules. I am okay with you choosing a few modalities, 2, 3-ish, if you need to, but I ask that you pay close attention to module 6 when we talk about the transformation process, and create a way to really package your modalities into a process. If you want to name it into a acronym or a special type of creative process that you use, I want you to come up with that. It would be something that you can describe that is special to you, a special process that you created with these multiple modalities. So we'll talk about that in module 6. So just keep that in mind as you're working through your workbook. All right, when you're working through your workbook, I want you to lay it all out first. Okay, what are all of those amazing certifications and modalities you love? Lay it all out. Freaking just sprawl them out all over the paper. Okay, great. Then I want you to start looking at circling the things that you are great in. Great. And things that you're just good, leave those uncircled. Then I want you to look at your before and after for your client and ask yourself, of those that are circled, what's going to make the biggest impact? What is going to make the biggest transformation and change? And then I want you to settle on those couple of modalities that you can create into a very specific process for yourself in module 6. So for the reflection today, I want you to ask yourself, what modality has helped me? You. Anyway, ask yourself, what is that modality that helped me make the biggest transformation in my healing journey? Then I'll let you work on the other questions that I mentioned when you work on your workbook. So now you're just looking at your personal journey and what made the biggest impact. I'll turn on some music. Okay, so we're back. I hope that you were able to identify what was that one or two modalities that helped you make the biggest transformation. I'm really excited about you uncovering what's going to make you special. And remember, think about you in that room of 50 healers. What are you going to stand out doing? Who are you going to be the specialist of? I'm excited to hear.